All right, what's up? Leland with Benchmark Vehicles, and I'm going to talk a little bit today about this really awesome 2025 170 Sprinter. This is van number 131, and really cool interior on this van, really nice exterior. My favorite bumper that we're using right now, Flatline Vanco. They totally crushed it with the design on this thing. Houses a Warren VR12 winch perfectly. We've got a couple Baja designs, LP6s on the bull bar, 2 sets of squadrons, which are really nice. You know, these fogs are controlled as turning lights, factory installed. So we swap out the halogens with the squadron lights, add another pair into the bumper, which are controlled on the Switch Pros. Line-X across the entire front end. A new style Line-X that we're doing on the grill, since we had a lot of failures on the Line-X Ultra on the particular 2024 and 2025 models. The composition of the plastic on the grill was different, and the Ultra just didn't bond to it. So we have a slightly different style, different texture of Line-X that's going on the grills, so we won't have any failures on these from here on out, which is great. You know, all this stuff always comes up, products change, we have to adapt to it. And sometimes it's a little bit of trial and error. So this new style Line-X will avoid that failure. Same thing on the Terrawagon hood spoiler to match. Of course, we've got our Benchmark badge on there. Really nice setup, the Alvan side steps, Al Talon wheels, BFG 275s. We've got our Agile off-road rip kit on here, 6,000 pound rear springs. This van is tough, it's stout. Awning up top, the light, and we'll get into the interior. I really like the layout on this one. It's definitely one of my favorites that we do. Whenever I design a van that I'm going to be using as a company vehicle, I will use this interior because it's open and has the best flow, maximizes the space as best as we can. So we'll get a little bit into that in just a few minutes. Mercedes slider, rear windows, flare space on the sleeping pods, Alvan's rear tire carrier with a ladder. Awesome setup, Van Compass rear tug step bumper, Paragon off-road roof rack that houses load lights all around. It's got a Starlink mounted on top. We've got solar up top as well, and really just a nice accent to this van. Stop stay rear door pistons, so those are going to keep your doors open, not going to slam on you when you've got your gear tray out, loading your bikes and all your gear for a trip. This is never a fun spot to stand in a windstorm without these stop stay pistons, so hopefully they do their job and won't crush anybody in the future. Nice tray here. We do all the trays in-house. This one is designed optimally for 4 bikes, so we locate L-track in the tray to house 2 mountain bikes or 3 mountain bikes or 2 gravel bikes, 2 road bikes, and 2 mountain bikes, and that's the different orientation of the L-track. We'll use Freedom Coast fork mounts for these as well. Works out perfectly. We've got the Froley sleep system back here, which you can see makes the bed incredibly comfortable. Our full height screens are open for nice airflow right now. This van is packing our high-end audio system. So I've talked a little bit about it in the past. We do a handful of these a year. Focal Utopia, definitely one of the best systems that we can possibly put in a van. There are 16 total speakers, a big 10-inch Focal amp, 3 JL amplifier, 3 JL amps in the rear of the van as well. Everything is pretty well tucked into the systems case here. And we've got quite a bit packed in here. Starlink inverter charger, it's a 3,000 watt inverter, 640 amp hours lithium batteries by Lithionics, and you know, ample power for days off-grid in this beast. All right, I really like this interior floor plan. Whenever I design a van for myself that we're gonna showcase and bring to all the trade shows throughout the year, I typically will go with a similar floor plan for this. And the main reason behind it is because it really opens up the space. I like to have full pass through here to the exterior. Building the galleys out or having additional seating in here just kind of constricts flow. So if you're in and out of the van a bunch, you've got kids, if you're booting up for, you know, snowboarding for a day, it's nice just to have this room to move around with 2 or 3 people inside the van. Really comfortable, really wide, all the way to the back, you know, to the bed, for the shower. We've got a Vitrofrigo C130 fridge, so this is their larger countertop height external compressor refrigerator, and that's located under the Scopima seat. We also have that 10-inch Focal sub under there. and a nice little pull-out step with storage below the seat for you. Microwave above the control panel. It's a nice way to tuck the microwave out of the way. Controls are located as normal above the refrigerator. Tons of space in here, so really can't say that you don't have enough space of upper cabinetry in a van like this, just because it goes and keeps going. Nice Breville grind control coffee maker, definitely one of the nicer drip kind of all-in-one machines, grinds and brews. We did a nice sort of like modular cabinet here that could be switched out for different bottles of wine or booze or extra storage or storage on top. We've got our heating vents below. Of course, heated floors, which is standard in every van we build these days, heated floors. The floor is only 7/8 of an inch thick, incredibly efficient. Nice pull-out trash, Guzzle H2O water filter. So we've got our year and day CNC foam cut silverware in here. More and more customers are going for these. It's a lot easier to just pick up your van, have everything ready to go. I say that every time we do these videos, but we think about sort of the hard parts for you and get it all complete and set. Got the nice Tonto Japanese knife here, chef's knives, prep knife, paring knife. The custom Yetis with the Benchmark logo in white. Pretty flawless on that front. And the Orange Lake Crusade on the bottom. Nice Dutch oven, pot, and pan in here. If you need a little bit of extra space because you do have that reduced depth galley, you've got extra prep surface here. Set out your gear, you can put your cutting board on here, prep for pasta night or veggies, whatever you're doing. I like to store, when I'm packing my van, my food up here, kind of like those quick essentials that I'm going to use for prepping dinner or breakfast. On the other side of the van, I always kind of seem to keep the stuff that I'm accessing frequently, but extra just space for, bags and gear, or if I'm on a bigger trip, more food on this one. I'll keep screens up here sometimes. Bags, I like to use the Patagonia Cube bags for clothing, which I'll keep in the back here. I get one bag, girlfriend gets one bag, kid gets one bag, and it all fits. Under this Copiema seat is really cool. We've got this 10-inch Focal sub, and the Focal sub compared to the JL subs that we're using, they're both 10-inch, but the Focal is about twice the weight, so it's got that much more magnet in it and that much more power output. We use a 800 amp amplifier from JL just to power this single sub. And then we get into the speakers of this van in the Utopia system. We've got 2 additional amplifiers to power all of the different speakers in the van. Like I said, there's 16 total in here. We've got 6.5s in the kind of middle of the van, the front of the van. We've got our 3D printed custom A-pillar pods to house the mid and a tweeter. We've got 6.5s in the rear doors with an additional set of tweeters. And this thing just cranks out this beautiful crisp sound. So if you enjoy really high quality audio, the Focal Utopia system, stage 3 that we're installing, is the way to go. Nice headliner shelf up here. You can store window covers, down jackets, more bags. I typically don't like to close these off because you end up losing that space, but there are some cool solutions out there for just a fabric screen here to just kind of clean this up as well that we offer. So I hope you enjoy this van. I know the customer is going to love it. He's on his way from Idaho right now to pick up and add this to the fleet.